The blending modes in Photoshop CS3 can be used both for productive and creative image enhancements. They're found with the brushes and most importantly in the layers palette. If you add any type of adjustment layer, I'm going to add a solid color layer here. And I want to tone this image blue, so I'm going to choose a blue color. You can see that blue completely covered up the little girl. As soon as you add a layer, the blend modes become active. You can click and hold and experiment with these. They're in useful groups. This first group will darken. The second group will always lighten all of your images. The third, very large group, always adds contrast. The smaller group here compares your layers. And the last group, think of that as the influencer group. For example, I want to influence the color of this image, so I'm going to choose color. And you can see how the little girl is showing through. The beauty is I can also adjust the layer opacity to create a very subtle blue look for this image. And you can check your work by turning the view column on and off. You can take advantage of blending modes to add contrast to an image. In this example, I'm going to convert this image to black and white, increase the reds to make them a little brighter, increase the magentas. You don't see much change yet, but to pop the contrast and bring the color back, experiment with overlay, soft light, or hard light, with overlay being a little stronger than soft light. If I turn the view column on and off, you can see how quickly the weathered look of that wood is coming to light. Photoshop CS3 has two new blending modes, lighter color and darker color, and it's a lot of fun to experiment with them to see what kind of creative effects you can add to your images. I've found that after converting an image to black and white, and in this instance I'm going to darken down the blues and the cyans for the sky and lighten the golden lights and the green trees, and click OK, by choosing either lighter color or darker color, in this instance, darker color, I think that's very interesting how just the green trees and those golden lights come through. And you can create this very odd, surreal feeling in your images without a lot of work. Blending modes can also be used to create stunning creative effects for compositing. I like to experiment with textures and images. This example, I'm going to use this antique watch face and select all and edit copy it to paste it on top of the metal holes. You could also, of course, simply drag the watch on top of the next file. I'm going to paste it. Now you can see in the layers palette we have the watch and the metal holes. And if I want the darker areas to show through, experiment with the dark and blending modes. You can choose darken. It's like, oh, that's interesting. If you like one blending mode in the family, try the other one. And look how quickly you can combine images without any work at all.